Hello Sagittarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Sagittarius for the week of November 21st. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here. We did have the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups pop out here as I'm shuffling, so maybe some type of unrequited love for some of you, or some sort of hidden love situation. We'll see if that manifests here, but do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. And as always, all of the decks that I use on this channel are linked in the description below this video if you'd like to check them out for yourself. All right. So we'll see if there's a love story here developing, but my intuition tells me that that will probably come through in the clarifications, because the cards that you've pulled here are not what I would consider to be heavy love cards. Although there is attraction here, but yeah, I'll talk about this more as I go along. So, all right. Energy on the bottom, you have the Five of Cups. So Five of Cups really is, Five of Cups is a card that can indicate some of you feeling disappointed right now. Some of you just feeling disappointed in your situation. You need a move, you need a change, you need fresh energy. There's something here that needs to be cleared out for you at this time, Sagittarius. This person here is deciding to stand in disappointment when really they could turn around and look at these two cups that are upright, overflowing behind them. I heard the word spirituality. I think some of you want to connect with something higher than you. Like, there are many ways to do this, right? Like, this can be done simply through creating a meditation practice, right? This can be done through following the intuitions that come in, which, Sagittarius, you are an extremely intuitive sign in the tarot. And so trusting the intuitions that come to you and acting when they come in. Like, there's something here that some of you are stuck in a situation, okay? And with 3 knights on the board, this is a big call to action, okay? This is a big call to action. And some of you need something, I almost feel like you need something to push forward or to move along in some way, or you feel like something needs to move along or push forward or something like this here. There's a clearing energy here, even though we don't have the death card. And it's through these 3 knights that I think is very important in this reading. Typically, I would read 3 knights as a busy period of time for you, which it certainly could be. But let's go ahead and dive in here. So in the overall situation, you do have the 3 of Cups here showing up. So the 3 of Cups is really about joy, celebration, good times with others, okay? It's kind of throwing your cups in the air, connecting with the idea of joy, connecting with something that makes you truly happy. This can also refer to your social circle or the company that you keep in life, the people that you keep around in your day-to-day or that you work with in your day-to-day. Typically less about work and more about like social situations, like the people that your friends, maybe even your family. But I think that, there could be a friend situation here that you have to deal with. However, I think more importantly here, there's something about you needing to spark some type of joy in your life. As cliche as that sounds, you need to spark some type of joy in your life through some way, okay? Some way, somehow. There needs to be some type of joy that comes in here for you. In the past, you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Hermit, and you also have the Justice card. So I said that there's attraction here on the board, and this is through this Queen of Wands card. The Queen of Wands is associated with attraction, right? And when I use that word, I don't mean just like physically attractive, okay? Although many people find in the tarot, many people will find somebody who has Queen of Wands energy as physically attractive. This is more than that. It's deeper than that. It is being able to attract certain situations into your life. Think law of attraction. Okay, think law of attraction, being able to bring in exactly what you need to bring in. But on the flip side, it can also say that you're bringing in the wrong thing. The Queen of Wands is always attracting, whether it's good or it's bad. If they want to attract good, they have to make sure that they are authentic. They can't be anybody else. Can't be anybody else. They have to be unequivocally the Queen of Wands, right? And, you know, I do think that for some of you, you've been attracting people here into your life. I definitely feel like this could be the case for some of you. It's almost like, I also think though that you've been attracting some downtime as well. And it really depends on what situation you find yourself in. Like, the reason I say that is because I think some of you have been attracting people with the Three of Cups, because that indicates other people, and we also have 3 knights and a Page of Swords. Okay, so there's 4 people, 3 knights and a Page of Swords. That could be 4 people in some way showing up. However, if you look at it this way as well, you have this Hermit card, which is about being alone, essentially. It's about being, well, it's more about like, it's being introspective. Typically, you will find the Hermit alone because they need time to process what's going on internally. And so for some of you, it's like maybe what you've been doing is you've been attracting people, but what you've really needed to be doing is attracting some downtime. I think, or vice versa, right? Vice versa, right? Hopefully you're with me on this. I think some of you will understand this. And maybe just taking inventory of the different people that are showing up here at this time might be something that you've been doing. You do have this Justice card, which can be a Libra, which, by the way, the Hermit can be a Virgo, Libra. And the Justice card, though, says that really what you're in this case, what you're attracting is based on the way that what you are attracting is based on the vibrations that you're putting out there. In other words, the Justice card says that we all get the outcome we deserve. And so, you know, if you're putting out the vibration that like, I'm just going to be alone right now, like that's what you're getting. That's the idea of this Queen of Wands. If you're putting out the vibration that like, I want to go out and like, you know, I want to go get drinks with people, or I want to go to coffee shops or whatever, like that's what you get, right? The vibrations that you put out there are very important. And I think that this Justice card is here to say, yeah, you're actually getting what you put out there. Like, this is actually what's happening. In the current situation, you have the Knight of Swords, you have the Three of Cups, and you also have the Knight of Wands here showing up. So the Knight of Swords says that there could be a quick event happening in your life, an event that happens so quickly that it feels chaotic. And it's something that you can't prepare for. When the Knight of Swords happens, you have to kind of work at the intuitive and as well as like gut instinct level, right? Intuitive or instinctual level. And it's more about instincts than it is intuition, but regardless. There are some times in life where we just have to be quick on our feet. The Knight of Swords might also suggest that you should take any opportunity, like you should strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. You should take advantage of opportunities and go for something. This could be connected to a social situation here with the Three of Cups. You know, you might get invited to something in this week. I'll really want to see what cards come in to clarify here. I'm really unsure of how this reading is kind of folding out. This reading is very generic right now, and I do want some specifics because right now there are so many different messages that I think, you know, this could relate to. But you have this Knight of Wands as well, which the Knight of Wands might be about moving. It might be about like traveling, going to foreign lands, going to distant places. It could quite literally be moving your residence or moving your house, moving your location. You know, the Knight of Wands, though, if it's not about that, it can say that you know, are really somebody who is a jack of all trades in the tarot. You have so many skills, talents, gifts, and abilities that can keep you all provided for. And by the way, this is what makes you attractive, Sagittarius, because with the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands, people are attracted to everything that you know, everything that you've done, the experiences that you've had. All of these the accumulation of all of those things make you very attractive to others at this time, especially when you have the Three of Cups in the middle as the overall situation. Okay, so again, you know, I think that whether this is about love or not, it's probably more about friends or just acquaintances. People view you as an attractive person here. Now, in the future, you have the Page of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords, and you have the Knight of Pentacles. There is this feeling that you are lost right now. There's this feeling that you are lost, is what I feel for you. There's a feeling that you are lost, okay? And that is showing up here in the Eight of Swords, but also the Five of Cups. You know, one of the ways that I've been looking at the Eight of Swords recently, and this is especially so that you have the Three of Cups next to it, is don't let the opinions of others cloud what you know or cloud your truth. Don't let the opinions of others cloud your truth, okay? Sagittarius, connect with the truth, okay? And you might have some people here telling you, like, again, you're attracting, right? You're attracting ideas, you're attracting people, you're attracting situations. Not all of those people, ideas, and situations get you closer to the truth. Some will, some absolutely will, but not all of them will. And, you know, I would say at this time, you know, I'm not telling you to be hermit mode here. In fact, it looks like you're moving out of hermit mode. It looks like you're more moving into like getting out in the world. With that, just don't lose your sense of truth here, Sagittarius. Don't lose your sense of truth. The Page of Swords would say, take a thoughtful approach to something. You know, take a thoughtful approach. I will say that there is some message here around logic that is showing up with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. You know, I'm more like somebody who says, you know, follow your intuition, trust what you know, but there's also another side of life, and that is the logical side. We can't totally throw logic out the window, you know, and that's the truth. And so with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords, you know, these are qualities of a person who are logical or who allow logic to lead them or light the way. And, you know, I think that there's maybe even a balance here of these two things, intuition, truth, logic, like, or three things rather, like a kind of mixing of all these three things. Knight of Pentacles, some of you here, there is an unexpected result or event happening. I think it's primarily very good, as you have the double knights here below. And yeah, these three knights seem to be very important at this time. I do think that some of you have been in hermit mode recently. I think you've been in hermit mode. I think that's what you've attracted, but I also think that now you're getting out there, okay? But some of you, it's like you're, what did I just say? You're not sure, like you're lost. Yeah, I said you're lost. You've lost your way in some respects, because you're not sure where to go here. And like now that you're kind of moving out of this hermit zone and moving into the world, it's like you feel a little bit lost. Let's get some details on this. This is a very strange message, but let's get some details on why that's happening here. All right, so you have pathway, imprisonment, coffin, and distant horizons. So with pathway, this is your true north. This is your destiny in life. Okay, this path represents your true north. You can see the light at the end of the forest here. You want to be following this. Okay, this is what you want, as well as the distant horizons card. I love the combination of distant horizons and pathway. They actually come one after the other in this oracle deck. I love this combination because it's like lighting the way for you. Okay, this is lighting the way for you here. Distant horizon says that there are good times ahead. And the pathway, especially as you follow your pathway here, which is your true north. Love this combination. There's something here though. It's like some of you feel with imprisonment and Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is oftentimes described as a mental imprisonment. Coffin, there's something that's ending here. Again, I don't read death and dying. Like that's not something that I bring into my readings. So for me, this is about the end of something in your life, right? Whatever that might be for you. But, you know, there feels like you feel a little bit like lost here at this time. And I think it's because you feel confined or trapped in a scenario. I need to get some details. I'm very curious here. So you have the 10 of Swords, you have the 8 of Wands, and you have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm looking at this Eight of Wands here, and you see the bow, right? You see the bow and arrow here. Well, that is, you've seen the Sagittarius sign, right? With the bow and the arrow. That's you, okay? You here are showing up as the Hermit. Okay, you're showing up as the Hermit here. And there has been this feeling of you being, I think, isolated here recently. Also note, we have another Knight. So we have 2 Knight of Pentacles, but that's 4 total Knights, okay? Some of you have been going through a lot recently, and I think it's been some good and some challenging. There's been, in the past year, there was some news that came in that was maybe a little bit challenging to deal with the Page of Swords, but also, the Page of Swords up here, but also the Ten of Swords. It's been a little bit challenging to deal with, but you've successfully managed to deal with it. And I do think that you've dealt with it. But, you know, there's been a lot going on for you at this time, Sagittarius. The Eight of Wands would suggest a breakthrough or something clearing, you know, for you. Let's see what else we have. You have the Ten of Pentacles. You have the Four of Wands. And you have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is, you know, this is a love message, or it is a love card, I should say. It can say that there's like new love or an invitation of love here. Like I said, there is something that makes people view you as attractive at this time with the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. And you might not realize that quality or that attribute about you actually makes you attractive. Okay, this is something I just feel like saying for somebody here. There's some attribute or quality about you that makes you attractive, at least to one other person. Because remember, when I was shuffling at the beginning of this reading, the Ace of Cups and the High Priestess came out, which I was like some sort of hidden love interest or something like this here. It's because you don't understand something about you that makes you attractive. Now, this is if you are single, which I know not all of you are, but yes, that is something that is showing up here. You do have the Four of Wands, which is a really nice card, which would indicate foundation, stability in, you know, a relationship or in your life generally. It's a traditional marriage card in the tarot. And the Ten of Pentacles is a major energy of abundance. Like I said, I think some of you are transitioning out of hermit mode and coming into the world. And this may even be like, maybe you're meeting with family, as the Ten of Pentacles can be a card of your family or family wealth or family money or inheritances or something like this here. But I also think that just some of you are kind of there. I keep saying this, and it's because it's being highlighted through 4 nights now where, you know, there is a lot going on for you, Sagittarius. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords, clarifying the Eight of Swords. Wow. And the Five of Cups. So you have the 5 cups on the bottom, 5 cups here, the Eight of Swords twice. There is something here that where you feel lost. Tower, Ten of Cups, the Moon. Well, the thing is, with the Tower, the Ten of Cups, and the Moon, you won't feel lost for much longer, because the Tower is like some sort of upheaval, change, or surprise in your life. I do think that this will kind of take you out of any sort of disappointing feeling or situation. It will give you perspective. The Ten of Cups is total happiness in one's life. I definitely like to see that for you. I don't feel doom and gloom. I feel like this is coming in here to take you out of some sort of stagnancy. This is here to take you out of some sort of stagnancy in your life, because whatever you're doing right now, it's like, it's fine, but it's not the ultimate timeline. And you're looking for the ultimate timeline here with Pathway and Distant Horizons. So that's what I have here for you. Very strange reading. I do hope some of you took some helpful information out of this. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.